me tag. What's up?
What's up?
Nothing much. What's up, Jose? What's up, Sonny?
I'm so damn cold.
Yeah, I don't even know what it feels like outside. I know Friday it was cold as hell, but yeah, I know I ain't going out there to rake shit.
What you gonna rate water?
The
Can't be
snow.
no. No.
Yeah, I'm not.
It'll melt someday.
Hmm
Thank you.
My car will be in the garage, so
Mm-mm.
I have no plans of going anywhere. I guess somebody sprinkled stuff on the sidewalks. I ain't worried about it.
No need, no need.
What's happening, Monisha? What's up, Tavette? And if y'all have any questions, like especially concerning charts, hit us right here in the live chat if you want to. But so for those of you that may not know, Sherreka and I are going to be doing a live seminar of high tech options. So we're going to be teaching you the strategies that we use when we're trading in the markets. Um, we're going to be touching on trading psychology and just psychology in general. It doesn't necessarily have to be centered on trading, because regardless of the purpose, your psychology plays a huge role and probably the biggest impact on you as a trader. So we're going to be spending a lot of time on um, trading psychology during that seminar. Um, just a lot of stuff, man. You're going to get that human element that for those people that need to be sitting like in a classroom setting, or just need that human element, this is definitely the seminar for you. Don't come into it thinking that you're going to leave and be an expert, but when you leave, you're going to have to apply the the information that you've learned. You're going to have to apply that on a regular basis, and the more time that you put into it, then the more rewarding it will be for you. So we're doing this in North Carolina, in the Raleigh area at Embassy Suites. The dates are June 18th through the 22nd. The 18th and the 22nd should be used as travel days for the people that will be coming from out of town. And then the actual seminar dates will be the 19th through the 21st. On the 21st, we'll be doing a live session where you'll be able to see Sherreka and I trading in the markets, just to see, how we put it all together in real time. So you definitely have the option to participate if you want to, or, just simply observe. So it's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun. Um, and, if you want a ticket, or if you have questions, hit up Sherreka or myself, doesn't matter, and we'll get you to where you want to be.
Monisha, yes, I do have heat in the house, but I also have this really big ass window that is not properly insulated. So even if I do turn on the heat, I don't feel it like most people would. So yeah, I'm bundled up. I got on long johns in my house, a hat. Hell, I just decided not to be extra and put on the gloves. Yes, you, yes, you need a laptop.
Yes, you will definitely need a laptop.
Or
Laptop.
hell,
So
you can do like Trayvon did and bring your whole damn desktop. He brought it on the ATL session. I was like, what the hell? Hey, whatever works. Whatever works, man.
yeah. but you definitely want to be able to follow along. So,
But yeah, we're gonna before we get into our best and worst trades or whatever, we're gonna get into our personal stories. Starting with Lance because obviously I'm a um I don't want to say test dummy, but I kind of was. But how did you decide, yo, I got to get into charting? I want to learn this. What was that moment where you were like, okay, what is this chart shit everybody keep talking about?
so I first, of course, I started out my options trading journey, trading more fundamental based, of course, because I mean, I didn't know how to read charts. But what I would find was that my positions, I would have to be in them for longer periods of time because I'd jump in and maybe my position would be down like 60, 70%. And then over whatever period of time, finally it would come back to life and start, being profitable. And so I started to wonder, was there a way for me to find a better entry where I didn't have to be down significantly for long periods of time? So I was just like, let me see if there's a way that I can do this. And my first real introduction to really becoming interested in charts was when I bought that Google earnings report from Marty. Um,
Okay, I remember that one.
and so that got me into trading Google. So I found myself, that was really where I learned about the phenomenon where options tend to run up heading into earnings. And so I tested it. I was just trading Google back to back to back to back and ran up a bag on Google, just trading options. But I found myself having to be in these positions for long periods of time because they would just be down. And I'll be like, well, damn, okay, well, let me just come back another day and hopefully it'll be, start to recover. And then at some point, it will become profitable. But I didn't like the whole being down for so long and having my money tied up in a play for that long if there was a possibility that I could get a better entry. Um, and so then I started to learn about moving averages, and I I opened an account with TD Ameritrade, and I saw about their Thinkorswim platform, and I thought Thinkorswim just looked so cool, and it really appealed to my scientific brain. So I was like, I want to figure out this platform. Like they say it's for chartists and shit like that. So I want to be a chartist. So let me go over here. And so I just started to learn about charts. And then I did discover that, hey, okay, I can find a better entry where I don't have to be down for significant periods of time. I can really identify areas on the chart where it's more ideal to get into the play, versus being like, oh, I'm gonna just jump in this play because I know that at some point it's gonna run up into earnings, but you don't even think about the fact that maybe you're catching it before it starts to sell off and hit a bottom before it turns back around and starts to really pick up volume. So my charting journey started with a question. And so I went to school for biology. And so, science is all about testing hypotheses. And so everything that I've done in regards to charts have been a result of questions that I've just pondered. I'd be like, okay, can I find a better entry? Oh, is there a way for me to uh, know if a price is going to keep going or if it's going to, if it has topped out and reversed the other way? And so all of that, my trading Bible, the strategy that I use, all of that has just been a result of my scientific brain asking questions and just wondering shit at random hours of the night. And so I just have to go to a chart to see if the answer is there. And a lot of times it just isn't. that's pretty much how I started.
That's good. Cause like if you hadn't dug in and got grinded it out, we would not be here and benefiting from that. So thank you for that dedication to learning the charts. I mean, that's just I admire that shit. Cause like me teaching myself something, I can do it, but I would rather not,
Right.
right? Because I know how much dedication and that's why I didn't major in science, because it's all these hypotheses and you have to test it all out.
Mm.
And sometimes it's just failure after failure after failure.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's
Yep.
trading in and of itself, to be honest with you.
Right.
But it also has an element of art to it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's I was like, okay, this chart stuff, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to teach myself this.
Mm-hmm.
But I really didn't until you asked me about charting. You know, we all came up in the school of thought that all you need is fundamentals. And when you came to me and was like, yo, will you test this out for me? I was like, hell yeah. I mean, I've been testing all this other shit out. Why not? You know what I mean? Because I'm never one
Yeah.
to turn down learning something new
Yeah.
up until now. But I was just like, let me see what this shit is. And of course, that was back in 2018.
Yep.
And then
2000.
of course, you know, that was my year where I was like, man, fuck these options. And I kind of, for like 2 years, I was like, I don't know about this him. I don't know about this trading shit. And I kind of just, you know, taught or whatever. But 2020 is when I really started to get back in it, because I realized that I needed to get to learn this, because the potential was just so great. And
Yeah.
so, you know, did started digging my heels in. So I, as a person, like even though I have been trading, even though like I stopped for 2018 and I took a break, I did a little dibble dabble here and there, but like really like being in the trenches 2 years trading, because I haven't been trading 2 years yet. To me, I had to restart my timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So I still consider myself within my 2 year trading timeline as a full-time trader, when you really actually are, you know, grinding it out and really developing your process and your style.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that, you know, charting has been one of the best things that's ever happened to
Mm-hmm.
me personally, with developing my strategy, just because just being a visual person, even though I couldn't have done what I probably could have done what you did. I didn't have the patience to do what you did,
Mm-hmm.
you know, doing all the experimentation, but it definitely changed the game, because like you said, with most fundamental traders, even back when I started, like as soon as I get in a position, that motherfucker is down, and you can be in that bitch for 2-3 months waiting on it to pop.
Mm-hmm.
And even now, when I get into a position like with SPX, because SPX is so volatile, even if I get into a position, SPX is down 65%, but I'm right, that
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker gonna recover same day. And I
Right.
was talking to somebody like that, and they were just like, that's awesome. Like, I don't even know what that feels like, because as a fundamental trader, you don't fucking know. Like, you
Yeah.
know something may happen, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't know when, and you don't know the parameters, and you don't know the boundaries of things. And you don't have that visual in front of you. You only have a limited amount of information. And I was like, damn, I didn't think about that, because it's completely different. Even if my shit is down, you know, 40%, it's gonna recover in 2 to 3 days, not 2 to 3 months like it used to take.
Right.
And so, you know, charting has definitely been uh fucking phenomenal to me. You know, I'm just like, damn, this is, I see why people use this. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I get it now. Like,
Yeah.
wow. So I'm very, very grateful, and I definitely am one of those people where I'm like, yeah, I like fundamentals, but when you add that technical analysis in there, like ain't no, you can be unstoppable. Like, to
Right.
see people be down $22,000 in a day and recover all that. I don't know. I may be wrong. Show me. Tell me. I don't know any pure fundamental traders who can recover a loss of $22,000 in one freaking day
One
and
day.
not know the boundaries
Yeah.
of a stock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen that in my life.
Right.
Never. You usually gonna have to wait a couple of weeks, couple of months. Like, that's just facts, because you didn't look at the price action, not even price action. You just didn't look at everything combined, right?
Mm.
Because price action in and of itself is technical analysis, whether people like
Yep.
to admit that or not.
Right.
But it is. You
Mm.
know, fundamentals is just pure news. It's
Yeah.
just pure, like, I looked at a fucking balance sheet, or, you know, they told me it was a price target increase today, but you don't really, you know what it's going to do,
Mm.
as far as volatility and volume and all these other types of things.
Right.
And so to see people do stuff like that, and they're doing it with charts, it's like, all right, I got to get hip to this. I got to get into this. It's
Right.
serious.
Right.
And obviously, one of the things with trading is everybody thinks, oh shit, it's gonna take me 6 months, six months, and I'm good. I'm gonna be in this thing making money. It's good, but you have to look at this, to me, as a profession. Like, trading is still a job. It's very much a job still. You're not gonna be a doctor in 6 months, right? You're not gonna have this level of precision. That person who took that $22,000 loss and turned it into a $4,000 win. So that means that person had to make $26,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In a day.
In a day. And he usually does this every day in minutes. He's usually done by 11.
Yeah.
That takes precision, skill, accuracy. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want no fucking surgeon. It reminds me of surgeon. I don't want no surgeon up here gashing holes in me, being like, oh yeah, this looked like the roundabout area spot. I need you to fucking know. I need you to
Right.
cut in the right spot and make it so I don't have to sit up here and have this huge scar on my body. I need you to make the most precise cut that you can make. And you're never going to have precision in 6 months. You're just not. Right?
Right.
Like, so people have to come into this understanding that even though, yes, there's a ton of potential in this, there still is a process, it's a journey, and it's work, right? It's work. Even with fundamental traders, they still have to do their research. They still have to look at things. They can't just go into the market and just be like, yo, I made $10,000 today. It's all good. Right. Dumb luck. That's dumb luck. You're playing like a casino, and that's not what this is at all. Like, literally, like, looking at charts, recognizing pattern. That pattern recognition starts to come the more you look at it. And I remember the day that I had my first pattern recognition. It was a bullish continuation pattern. And I was like, Lance, what's this? Is this a bullish continuation? She was like, yeah. And it was. And I fucking made money. And that feeling was like, oh my God, this is starting to make sense. This is coming together. And things that I keep seeing now, it's like, okay, I've seen this. I've seen SBX do me like this before. I'm going to have to wait and get it right about here, and then I can attack. So it's those type of things. It comes with, pattern recognition, the time, and knowing and feeling, because a lot of intuition comes too. Like, some days I wake up, me and Lance will wake up on the same fucking day, and we'll be like, yo, this is a 1K day.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have that feeling, right? It's just a feeling. You haven't looked at shit. You just woke up and you were like, yo, it's feeling like a big money day today. You don't know what side. You don't know what trade.
Right.
It's just a feeling, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, 10 out of 10, anytime I've woken up and literally thought that, it's been a big ass money day, period. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
Even without me looking at the chart, it's just like something is telling me that today is a big money day. Like, I feel it in my spirit. Mm-hmm. And that comes to me from kind of knowing patterns subconsciously. I may not recognize that shit consciously. I don't know why I said that. It may just be, any other person who's not in tune with themselves, they just be like, oh, you're just talking outside of your fucking neck. Mm-hmm. But it's proven true, right? And I think knowing charts helps you to back that up with facts, like with the actual, this is the visual, right? And it's there. You're right. Yep. Your intuition was right. And it's plain as day on that chart. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful tool to have in your arsenal. And yeah, man.
It is. Learning charts can really, really, really change the game. And it's not a situation where you have to choose one or the other, because they don't exist without each other.
That's true.
That's just the truth. Now, on one hand, I can trade without news. I don't have to know what's going on in the news.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What I typically do is I'm watching the charts and I'll see something and I'll position myself, and then I'll go say, okay, what happened? What's going on? Is there some sort of news catalyst or something? Because sometimes the more that you look at this, you'll be able to tell whether this is just normal, the normal course of price action versus, this is backed up by something. The way that this is moving, something just happened in the news. And so in my experience, it's been better for me to position myself and then go do my research and figure out, what exactly is happening. When I do it the other way,
It don't work like that.
I miss out on that opportunity sometimes. So on the flip side though, when it comes to fundamental analysis and trading, there is still a technical component to it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're looking at volume, you're looking at open interest, you're looking at just those numbers that really don't matter in the course of what's fundamentally happening with the company. You know what I'm saying? The numbers don't matter. All that matters is what's the intrinsic valuation of this company. If I believe it to be undervalued, then, maybe I need to go long. If I believe that it's a little overvalued, maybe I need to go short. But there is no, I don't know anyone personally that does one or the other. There's either I'm more heavy leaning on the technical side or I'm more heavy leaning on the fundamental side. You know what I'm saying? So then another thing is, and Sherreka hinted at this, charts is just a subsection of technical analysis. There's so much more to technical analysis than simply reading a chart. A chart just allows you to visualize price action. But you don't need a chart to be able to read price action. So there are many other ways to interpret price action and employ technical analysis skills in trading. But entries that was just the game changer with being able to say, okay, this is the ideal entry for this swing play. So something that I like to do is I like to go back and review all of my trades, even the ones that I profited off of, because for me, there's always a learning opportunity. And especially now that I'm getting back into swinging, I like to go back and look at those longer term charts to see if I see patterns, to see if there was a trade that I did a swing trade on and be like, okay, well, let me go back and look at the charts. And sometimes the charts will be like, you had no business being in this trade. You had no business. And then sometimes it'll be like, oh, well, if you would have waited till about this time frame, then you would have been more, better off. And I'm sure we've all been in situations where we jump into a trade and we're down and we decide, this is my stop. So it hit my stop loss and I'm out. And then, it turns around and just flies on you. You know what I'm saying? And charts can help you to, I won't say completely eliminate that, but you will significantly have less of that happening when it comes to learning how to read a chart. Because the charts will tell you, okay, now's the time to get in, or no, now's the time to sit on your hands. And so that's been a big thing for me is patience. Charts have really been teaching me to be patient. So I can go into a session and I see the price action looking a certain way and I'm like, I need to chill out for now. And those of us that trade options, sometimes you feel like you want to be in it every day. You just want to be in it because it's, you enjoy it or whatever, you want to make some money. But charts will tell you whether you need to be in it or not, regardless of what's happening in the news. And we know, Facebook is a perfect example. Beat earnings and sold off. Apple blew earnings out the water and Apple didn't do nothing. Apple went the other way. So the charts was just like, nah, bro.
And I said, and that's beautiful because, I had, see, this is where only using fundamentals goes wrong. So I got Apple shares because I was doing a swing with some hard shares, and I got them like 2 months ago. And I got them near the high at that time, around the high. And if I had looked at that chart, that would have let me know, like, bro, why are you so damn high.
Right.
But I was purely going off of, yo, it's Apple. I thought they were going to do what Tesla was doing.
Mm-hmm.
It split. They about to keep running. That
Right.
was literally just me going off of some fun. This is a good company. That
Yeah.
was pure fundamentals.
Yeah.
And I had to stay in them fucking shares
Mm-hmm.
up until about last week. And even though after I sold it, they ran up a little bit, I do not regret selling them where I did because of what the chart was telling me about Apple's potential as
Mm-hmm.
far as, towards earning or after earnings. And I'm really glad because, of course, it's back down, back below my buy point. And I'm like, I knew that shit was looking trashy. And so that definitely helps. So that lets me know I have to keep employing technical analysis. And on the flip side, with Square was fucking beautiful, yo. I sat up here. This is like one of my proudest moments. So this is probably like my best trade of the week. So, um, I was so fucking patient. I don't know when I told you. Was it last week? I
Yeah.
was like, I'm looking to get in on Square because I've looked at the chart and I see on this chart that Square can bottom out around 198 200.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was really watching because normally and anxious Sherreka would be like, okay, it's looking like it's trying to turn around because there was a one day where
Yeah.
Square looked like it was finna turn around. And I said, you know what? I want my target price, god damn it. And so I stopped trading on, what was it, Friday? When did I trade them shares? Thursday? It had
Uh,
to be Thursday. Thursday or
yeah.
Wednesday.
I think it was
And
in trade for the rest of the week.
it was Thursday? Or you said Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Probably Wednesday. And so I was like, I want this for 198. And unfortunately, Square bottomed out at my price after hours. And of course, with Schwab, I didn't know how to do after hours because they had graded out, but you could do it on the online, and I didn't know that, so I had to contact the representative. But that's a whole nother fucking story. So it did what it did, and it fucking bounced. When I tell y'all this shit bounced, it went as low as like 194, and when the market opened, the shit was 208. So I'm sitting up here like, well, goddamn, I did all this research, and you were already 10 points above what I wanted to buy. But I was so proud of myself because I knew that it was going to hit that because that was the bottom,
Yeah.
right? And so I was like, yo, let me just get in on this. And I got out same day because I hit my goal, right? I never would have been able to do that if I didn't have charts. Because
Mm-hmm.
even though Square is on my watch list, I haven't been watching Square. I've been so focused on trying to master SPX that sometimes I let my other watch lists go. Like, I don't pay attention to them for most of the day. Because even though, like, if I don't play SPX that day, I'm still watching and learning because I know how SPX can make your ass a shit ton of money off of just one move.
Yep.
And SPX does at least one big move. I think it's twice a week. And
Yeah.
from what I know, at least twice a week, SPX makes really big moves, and all you got to do is trade SPX them 2 times, and hell, you set for the rest of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that's more important for me to make 2 really good trades than to try to catch 50 little trades across the month because
Mm-hmm.
I want to do as little work as possible. So even when I'm just watching SPX or I know the parameters, it's very important with those levels. So
Yeah.
those where charts come in, and Lance kept preaching, so like levels, y'all, levels, and it's very important to understand levels.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew that with SPX, even though I didn't do like a whole complete top-down analysis. I didn't go back from the month, from the week. I literally just did it from weekly to daily, and I
Mm-hmm.
saw, Square had been selling off. Square is too good to be doing this to us, and
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, what is this bottom? Where do I need to get in at? And I bought the shares for like 210, and then I sold it like 220, and I
Mm-hmm.
got out, right? And
Yeah.
that's a beautiful ass trade, especially because I'm using, pro tip, um, using my emergency fund to trade. Because if I put that money in my money market account, I was only going to get like 0.5% on return on my money. And that's not even $10, y'all, for the year. And off of that one square trade, I've already made like 11 times what they would have given me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I didn't even use my whole emergency fund, right? Like, I met my goal with way less money than I thought I would just to get that goal. So if I had used more, because Apple shook me, because I used most of it for those Apple shares, but I was in them for 2 months. But of course, silly me, now that I realize I didn't look at a chart when I was looking at Apple. You know what I mean? When I got an Apple, I didn't look at the chart. So of course I'm going to suffer for 2 months. Yeah. You know, you didn't look at the chart. But with Square, I looked at the chart, and I actually could hold those because it still hasn't reached where I really wanted to sell, right? But I was like, I set a minimum. I want to keep wash, rinse, repeat this because, I mean, even if you make $100, again, that's 10 times what the bank was going to give me, and I didn't use all of the money, right? So even just to do that once or twice a week, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And it was that trade 100% was just possible because I was patient and looked at the chart. And I was like, I will not be shooketh. You are not going to trick me into paying this price because I know this is where you're trying to go.
Right.
This is where you are going.
Yep.
Right? This is where you're going. So looking to do that with Tesla, because Tesla is in a period where it's selling off right now. So I have to figure out what the bottom is. And so I won't do the same thing. I'm going to swing some Tesla shares. So it's very, very close to a buy zone. Free gem. But yeah, so just looking at the charts and doing due diligence and obviously even with hoe bags, like companies we don't even freaking know intimately, it doesn't matter because it's a system. Right? And the strategy is this. And if it fits the strategy, fucking buy it. And 8 times out of 10, I'll say 8 times out of 10, it's going to give you some money. I mean, the amount of money that we should have right now, well, right now, we're testing the strategy. So it's like, we're kind of just trying to see what works, what doesn't work in the beginning. But Lance and I should have well over 100K just off of these hoe bags.
Yeah.
Letting them go to their full potential.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But of course, when you have limited capital, you have to pick and choose and you can't play everything, right? But imagine once we do get to that point where we're like, okay, we have 20 fucking plays and that don't even cover 10% of our capital. That's going to be fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, wow. And it really showed you the power of having a strategy and knowing like, okay, this is what I'm looking for on this chart. And this is what it is. You know what I mean? So that's crazy. Like the possibilities are crazy. And the fact that you don't need to put a lot of effort. Let me not say effort, because yes, you do have to do your research and your levels and do that stuff. But what I mean is you don't have to trade every day to have a maximum impact. You just don't.
Nope.
And people are like, yo, I gotta be in the market every day. Gotta be in the market every day. Gotta be in the market every day. You don't. You really, really don't. If you start to really recognize those patterns, you'll know. You will know. You will know just off of Square alone this week. And we didn't even think to get in the options. I'm up here trying to do hard shares, but I'm like, if I had just got in the option too, shit. Imagine trading the shares and the options. I probably could have been done for the month, honestly.
Yeah.
But I wasn't thinking. That's just I was focused on one thing and let the other thing get away. But just things like that. You don't have to force everything. You don't have to force all these opportunities happen every single day on things that nobody's talking about.
Exactly.
One day I was like, Lance, look at this UNH chart. No news whatsoever. I just happened to look at it and I was like, ooh, that's nice. I just randomly happened to, you can look at UNH. And nobody fucking talks about UNH is boring, right? Nobody fucking talks about UNH. Nobody talks about all the cokes and Intels, when Intel's running up, all
Mm-hmm.
this kind of stuff. People are just like getting on these other things that are sexier, and everybody else is like rushing to them. But these things present themselves every single day, and
All
you
the time.
don't have to stress.
Right. Right.
Literally, people are making people's freaking monthly salaries in a day just by paying attention to one thing
Yep.
that nobody else is fucking with.
That's it, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's and that's why you have to get into this mind frame. I was telling somebody on the call. They were like, "How do you get into this thing where you're just watching and you're not FOMOing, right? Where you're not FOMOing?" And I'm like, you know, if it's not in my 4 parameters or whatever, which is my DMR, my watch list, whole bags, or just something I happen to stumble across, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So like what's going on with GameStop and all them, I don't care. Like that's not my bag. Like that's not my concentration. You know what I mean? Like I already said, I don't do short squeezes. That doesn't get me excited, right? Gets
Mm-hmm.
me excited is finding the shit that nobody else saw
Yeah.
and making a shit ton of money off of that. Those get me excited,
Right.
right? And the FOMO, like if you give into that, you're never gonna make any money because
Right.
you're gonna be chasing every damn thing, and you're not gonna be able to watch nothing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's very very easy to get into that mind frame. You have to get into this point where you're detached. Even with SPX, sometimes I'm just detached. Sometimes I'm just watching. Even
Mm-hmm.
if I don't make a trade, right? Even if I know what this is going to do and I don't make a trade, that's helping me get my discipline together,
Mm-hmm.
number one. And it's helping me to recognize, okay, that's a pattern that I know.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm ready to take advantage of that, I know what it looks like,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because, like, when we were, doesn't have anything to do with the stock market, but I went bowling the other day, so yesterday. And in the beginning, we were trying so hard to get these strikes, like so hard to get the spares, so hard to not get gutter balls. And guess what? The first round, we just kept getting gutter balls and no strikes and no spares, and we were under 100 points. And we were like, okay, fuck it. And then as the game progressed, we got more tired and hungry. And this is not me saying you should be tired and hungry when you trade, but we got to the point where it was like, yo, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. It's gonna be what it's gonna fucking be. I'm finna bowl. I don't give a damn. And our scores got progressively higher
Mm-hmm.
because it was like, yo, this ball finna go down this damn lane. Whether I mean, I done let it go now. It is what it is. So you kind of have to have that detachment with your plays.
Right.
Like I did the work. I picked up the ball. You know what I mean? I walked up to the line. I didn't go over the foul line. I looked at the arrow. I tried to send it down as best as I fucking could, but it's gonna do it. If it decided at the last minute it want to spin, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. So you got to have that same detachment mindset with trading, right? And there has to be those days where you're like, yo, I'm not trading today. I don't care what the fuck I see. I don't care if it's a beautiful ass setup because I have to learn self discipline. So
Mm-hmm.
I knew I wasn't trading on Friday. I knew it. Like I was just like, fuck it. I'm not looking at it. I mean, I did talk to Lance because it just happens. That's just one of those things that we do. But I knew I wasn't finna trade. So I didn't feel some type of way. I didn't feel some type of way on Friday because the market just presented this $10,000 opportunity. Because I know it's gonna happen again this week.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I was just like, oh, all right, cool. I'm at DMB. Ain't nobody in this bitch. I'm finna shoot my basketball. I'm finna do my skee ball. And I'm finna enjoy life.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that there is going to be another opportunity next week. So that's part of the detachment process. Psychologically, you have to have that. You have to build that up in you where you just like, man, fuck that. You know what I mean? Dudes, when they see a sexy woman walk by, you know what I mean? What I need to look at her for? Like, I don't give a damn. Like, another pretty women are like buses. They'll come by again. You know what I mean? You got to have that. And those type of dudes be the dudes that be getting all the women. You know what I mean? They just don't give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't give a fuck. Okay, whatever. There she go. Eh. There'll be another one.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have that same type of mindset, and you have to build that up. It's not going to come naturally.
Right.
Because your first instinct is fear of missing out. Your first instinct, fear. oh my God, wow, these stupid ass people making all this money on GameStop and I ain't. Oh my God. That's what everybody's first thought. Oh my mama done called me out the blue. What's going on with GameStop? I said, girl, if you don't leave that alone, get out of here. That ain't for you. That's not for you. Okay? Let it go. Let it go.
Oh, that's funny.
That's what you have to do. And you have to build that up.
Right.
You have to build it up. It's hard. Yeah. Because you sitting up here like, damn, all these dumbass people making money. I ain't getting no money off this shit. Everybody making money off Dogecoin or whatever the fuck you call it. I ain't got no money off that shit. Why Bitcoin ain't doing it? It's like, you can't worry about that stuff. You have to build it up in you. You have to, even when it sucks and it seems like everybody else is making money. You have to be the one to build that up in you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to say, listen, I'm not trading today. I'm done. I said I was done. I'm going to be done. Because that also builds up your trust in yourself. Because when you say something, that need to be law. You God. That's law. I said I wasn't finna fucking trade. I ain't trading.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Period.
Simple as that. Simple as that.
Simple, man. But it's simple, but it's hard. Right? The simplest shit be the hardest shit to do.
True story.
Tell yourself, oh, I ain't gonna trade. Oh shit, Tesla running today. Let me. then you desperate, clicking every damn thing. Like, oh shit, I done lost $100. Goddamn.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just desperate.
Yeah.
You're desperate.
Yeah.
That desperation, it reeks. Mm-hmm. You know, you just gotta get out here and live. Like, the whole point of the stock market to me is to live. Even though it's a job, it's one of the easiest jobs, but the hardest job because you're fighting yourself. Yeah. It's all this psychology. Like, it's all these little things that you have to do to make it so you're not fucking up your life. Right? Yeah. Because everybody thinks, I got to be in this shit every day. Even if it's just you not trading, just watching, then you get on demand and you do some paper trading and on demand, that's fine. But sometimes you have to say, a 0 day is better than a potential loss day. Or hell, even a potential gain. Yep. Right? Sometimes it's just better to just chill and wait on your setups. Because when you get them really good setups, that's all you need. Yeah. You don't need nothing else. I'm trying to see a Square, Square went from 208 to fucking 223 in a matter of 2 days. And if you were looking at the chart, you would have seen that. But it took me waiting a week and a half for that to come to fruition. Patience. I said, I'm not touching Square. There was that one day, I remember that one day specifically. I was like, Lance, this shit trying to trick me. I was like, Lance, this shit trying to trick me, but I really want this price. Mm-hmm. And you gotta know, even if it don't hit your price, right? Because it hit my price, but I couldn't get in at that price. But I knew that was the move. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, this is it. This the time right here. Ain't no waiting no more. This is it. Game time. And you have to know that. Right. So that's what it's about. It's about that patience and then that pure execution. Yep. That's it. Yep. Patience pays, man. Don't it though? It do. I don't even know what my worst trade of the week was. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I had a regret because we really didn't do too many hoe bags. No, we didn't. I would say my regret was Facebook. I held Facebook for a week. Facebook jumped up as high as like 105% and I didn't sell. And I wrote in the Discord channel, I said, okay, if Facebook, so one of my plans was, okay, if Facebook drops down to the top of my trend line, then bounces, then I'm consider getting another contract. But I said, if it dips down under that and fails to break back out of that channel, then holding through earnings pretty much is a no-go. I decided to chance it anyway. It's like, oh, whatever. It just might pop. Yeah. And so I lost all of that.
all of that is gone. But it's okay because I went into it with the expectation of I'm willing to lose all this money on an earnings play. So me, I don't play earnings all the time because earnings to me is like the lottery, and that's not what I'm here for. So I might do maybe 5 earnings plays per year, because it's no matter, you can do all the research in the world when it comes to an earnings play, it's still a binary event. Your odds of being right are 50-50, and I don't like those odds. So for me, it's just like, all right, I'll throw some money at, shop earnings or whatever, Facebook earnings. And if it pops, then great. If it doesn't, oh, well, it's not going to hurt the bank. So I don't get, earnings is one of those things where I don't get caught up in, oh, such and such took off. Oh man, I'm mad I didn't play it. No, because I just know I don't do it often. But patience is monumental to your success. And Sherreka just demonstrated that in how she identified Square as a potential opportunity, did her due diligence, and waited for the right time to strike. So part of that is patience. The second part of that is overcoming that fear when the opportunity comes knocking. Deciding that, okay.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, oh, no, what if it's just get on.
I did have that moment. I said I was gonna get Square right at open, and I still didn't because I'm so used to waiting them 15 minutes on options.
Yeah.
So that kind of set me back and didn't get me the best price I could have gotten. So I'm a little, like, my execution on that wasn't as great as I wanted to be, but it was still great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know what my biggest regret trade of the week was. It was SPX, and when I saw on that daily that it was puttish, like I should have got puts overnight.
I remember that one. Yeah.
I failed. I don't know why. Well, I'm very cautious about getting SPX, holding it overnight, just because during futures, if it goes sideways or does some dumb shit, it's a toss up. Yeah. But I clearly saw that was going to open in the red. Yeah. So I have to get better about looking at whole bags on SPX, because that was a pure just, yo, bruh, this shit about to tank.
Beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful. And that's another thing about charts is there was no narrative.
No,
prior to identifying it being a puttish play. We just simply saw in the chart, said, hey, this
don't look right.
It ain't looking too bullish.
This ain't cute.
It ain't looking bullish.
Right.
And overnight, some news drops, and then boom, you wake up the next day and everything's bloody. And you just like, God.
Yeah. So I feel,
that's a big thing about charts, is that the price action will start to react before the news comes out. It's like some insiders got the lowdown. They got the tea. And so they start, kind of like, oh, but you can see that in the charts. And then boom, news, and then boom, everybody just following. And you can just see that shit. Like, I was telling somebody the other day about the trade that I did on SPX when those people were storming the Capitol like a bunch of savages. And I was like, I had no clue. Like, it hadn't hit the news yet. I just saw in the chart, I was like, well, shit, SPX look like it's about to head down. I was just like, all right, fuck it. Let me get some puts right quick. And then a little bit later, it was like, oh, people are storming the Capitol. I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? And that's something that it's just beautiful when you get to that point where you can see that shit.
I love it.
And sometimes at first it's kind of like a mind fuck, because you be like, wait, I saw that, but how could that be? Like, is this real? And then you start seeing it on a regular basis. You just start seeing that shit, and you're able to take advantage of it. And so what I do now is when I see the opportunity, I take the opportunity, and then I go to the group and be like, hey, somebody see something in the news? Any news? Like, y'all see this happening? But it's so many people get caught up in the first hour and the last hour trading. But some of my best moves, my best trades have happened between that time. Like
Yeah.
people think, oh, you know, lunchtime things slow down.
Bruh, lunchtime be fucking me. That's why I don't like eating. I'm like, every time I fucking walk away, you gonna pull some shit. Like around about 12, 11, 12 o'clock,
I'm
you
telling
wanna
you,
get the moving.
4-figure trades in 2 hours in the afternoon. Not when everybody is jumping in and jumping out in the first hour. Not in the last hour where people are jumping in and jumping out. It's when everybody done went and got something to eat. Or people have been like, oh, I'm done for the
That's
day.
why I don't like eating. That's why I don't like, I'm telling you, I be like, damn, I'm hungry, but I know this shit finna do, like, I feel it, and I be feeling it, especially on them days where it's like, okay, you thought it made a big move during
Right.
the first hour, but it was
Right.
like, psych, here we
No.
go around about 12 o'clock when you hungry and about to leave the computer. Like, come on.
Right. Right.
Like, come
Big,
on, man.
big time trades. The midday. And I mean, I be trying to tell the chart masters, like, look, y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, I see it all the time. We can make some big money in the middle of the day. If it, all we need is somebody watching. Big, big, big money.
Somebody who
But
don't eat.
right. And I'm
Shit.
because I be like, let me just, I don't know, I'm gonna have to eat
I'm gonna
later.
have to stop. I'm for real, man, because I be like, come on, as soon as I, like, it literally, like, yo, Sherreka finna go eat. Let's pop off.
Oh, yeah.
Every time. Lance be texting me like, yo, you watching this? I said, nigga, I just got in the car. What you mean? So yeah, this week I'm literally going to go to the grocery store and we eating sandwiches and cereal because I can't get nothing to eat because it's like I see this, but I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was popping during them live days when we were live trading.
And
Yeah, it really was.
That's a big thing about the advantages of charts also is you get to the point where you know that this, not only is this a high probability of success type setup, but this is one of those patterns that I've seen before that, oh, last time SPX did this, it ran about 70, 80 points. And you can be like, I'm a risk a little more than what I usually do and be done. Like, hey, I just made 5 figures. I'll see y'all next month. Or I'll see y'all next
Bruh. And for one trade.
one trade, man.
One. And those
All the time.
all the time.
All the time.
Like just thinking about the trades we picked this past month. And a lot of them were not even earnings. Like a lot of them were just
I don't think any of them were earnings plays.
some of them, like my TSM, that was my earnings
Yep.
play. Some of them were earnings, but like fucking Wayfair. Like what the fuck? That Beyond. Like all I needed was a little more time on that Beyond. So it's just like, bruh, it's out there. It's just you got to make sure, especially they whole bags, that we got enough time
Mm-hmm.
and hold your nuts. And I'm so mad at Tilray though. Like Tilray, I literally went from stirring my oatmeal, and by the time I looked, when I looked, it was up 101%. I stirred my oatmeal. I'm like, okay, maybe it'll keep running. Went to look at it, I'm down again. I'm like, nigga, what? So yeah, man, it's a trip. Like most of these have not been whole bags have not been losers, like pure losers. They tend to do what you want. The problem is the losers we had is we just didn't give enough time. Really, honestly,
Yeah.
truly, we just didn't give it enough time. But yeah, it's beautiful. Like to see that. Like, I mean, come on. Let's just think about this for a second. Imagine a world where you, as a trader, only make 2 trades, and out of those 2 trades, you have made $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
And you do that every month. That's 120K right there.
Yep.
only trading what 24 times a year,
It's
and
possible.
that's not impossible at all. That's not even unreasonable.
Right.
That's
Right.
that's you being conservative, not trying to catch every little fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's you being conservative as shit. 2 trades, $10,000, doing that every month. That's a 6-figure salary.
6 figures off of very little work. Very
Very
little.
little work. But of course, you have to build up that tolerance, right?
Yep.
Because everybody not gonna catch them.
Right.
Everybody gonna. So if the average person on that square play would have got in when it looked like it was finna turn instead of waiting for that bottom out price, they'd be like, "Oh shit, it ain't gonna hit my bottom out price. I gotta get in this bitch," because it did a fake out. It
Yeah.
100% did a fake out. I was like, "Oh shit, this looks like it's finna turn around on me." But I said, you know what? I got a target price in mind, and if it don't hit it, then it don't hit it,
It's
and
all.
that's just gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yep.
But I want this price, and you even got to do that with your option contracts,
Mm-hmm.
because I find that every price that I say I want, I can get.
Yep.
But usually, what happens is I get that fear in me, and I see it's turning around. It's a fake out, and I can get the price that I want.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like we did that with Roku.
Yep.
Roku shot our ass a dummy.
Mm-hmm.
And if we had gotten in on the low, we would have made out like bandits. But we got in our fields. We got in that fear.
Yep.
Could have made out like bandits because that shit went down about 60%. Then the next day it ran up a little bit past what we bought it for. But if we had bought it at the bottom,
Mm-hmm. That makes that the entry makes all the difference.
entry makes all the difference. And that's another thing. Like the beautiful thing about this is you don't just have charts for the stock, you have chart for the derivatives.
Yep.
I love looking at the derivative chart now.
Yep. Yep.
Because that lets me know whether I'm being realistic with
Yep.
my price.
Yep.
I love it. I'm like, shit. Okay, this is the price right here. This
Mm-hmm.
is what this doing. Okay. And every time I'm like, oh shit. And what really kills me is I can get the price at the bottom I want, and then I limit myself with the potential of where I think it'll go because I'm looking at that upper band, not realizing
Yeah.
that if that bot come in strong, fuck that upper Bollinger Band on that options thing. It don't care.
Yeah.
Like that Bollinger Band on the upside on options don't matter, right? The bottom one where you think you can get the price is more important than the top.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's pure unlimited, really.
Yeah.
Most times, especially when the bots come in and it's some strong ass buying power.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. I remember I cut myself off so short. I was like, oh, this is where it tops out at on the Bollinger Band. I'll put my price in for this. That shit just went on. I said, oh, okay.
It's like, bye.
Oh, okay. I see you.
We're gonna drop you off.
Right. But then you also have to get better at. I want to get better. We already talked about this last week. I want to get better at averaging up and not selling out of my first position, getting back in and selling that one. I want 2 buys and 1 sale instead of, 2 buys and 2 sales.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to work on too. Because imagine averaging up on something like when fucking Google was running up. Google ran up them 200 points. Imagine averaging up on Google.
Google was just giving out big bags overnight.
Big fucking bags.
Overnight, big bags.
And I was proud of me for even staying in that one because what happened in that play?
You was down like over 40%.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it.
Yeah. And it turned around.
And that motherfucker turned around and it was beautiful. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, still sold too soon, but still, it was like, okay. Yeah. And I held with you. You gotta hold your nuts. You know what I mean? Because even with these plays, the beautiful thing about the chart is I know that even if it's down, I don't have to wait 2 months
mm-hmm.
to recover if I'm down 40%.
Right.
I don't have to wait 2 months.
Hey, don't talk about my baby like that. Don't call her a call girl. We
Google's
got
a trip. I don't
something
know.
special, Monica.
Google's a trip. And I
Yeah.
don't know why I abandoned Google because, like you, I got Marty's report. And
Mm,
like you, Google was my first 1K trade that I ever did.
yep.
Like, it was the first company to ever profit me $1,000 in a day. The second one was Apple,
Mm,
right? And so Google should always have a special place in my heart, but I just stopped fooling with them. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but I got to get back on Google because I'm like, bruh,
yeah.
Google is
My,
is
it's bailed me out plenty of times.
yeah, it has. It
Google,
definitely has.
we go together. We go together.
Sorry, didn't want to infringe.
There's no escort. She's not an escort. She treats me well. But yeah, Google, man, Google's bailed me out of a lot of stuff. A
Yeah,
lot.
Google is a good one.
Yeah, Google was my best ticker last year, best performing
Oh,
ticker.
for real.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
I
this
got.
year coming in, me and Google, we was arguing and stuff. Yeah, Google's wifey. We was arguing and stuff, but we back on good terms now. We back on good terms. But I think people get afraid of the spreads and stuff like that and the cost.
I get scared of that open interest and volume because theirs is very very low,
Yeah, it is. It's low.
and it'll turn you away because I like my stuff to be in the if it's gonna be in the threes, it needs to be in the high threes, and Google's is usually in that 1 to 300 range, and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh. But I mean, when the motherfuckers go, it pay out.
Listen, if you catch Google, I've been able to get into Google, and as soon as my order fills, I'm up 20, 30, 40%. Like immediately upon entering. I can't stay away. I can't stay away. And
I don't blame you.
Google was one of my Google moved 10 points and I profited over 300% on a 10-point move.
That's crazy.
It was just catching it at that right time where all it did was just run. There was no pullback, none of that. It was just like, all right, we going straight here and you can come along with me. Um, Google was also a trade where I got into calls and the price went down and I profited.
Hmm.
So that was the
Probably
wildest.
because you had time.
No, it was a day trade. It was a day trade. I
Hmm.
got in and Google probably went down like 2 points and I got out at 40% in a call. And I'm still puzzled by that. But hey, I was like, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. But that shit was weird. But yeah, it's really a matter of studying companies on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It's like I can't study the entire market. I can't study every single company. I don't have the time, nor do I want to. But the ones that I chose, I study them on a regular basis. And they present opportunities on a regular basis. And it's more difficult to catch those opportunities when you're looking everywhere for something.
Yeah.
You
That's
don't
true.
always have to, it doesn't always have to be some sort of catalyst to catch an opportunity.
Oh yeah, no.
So I don't look for catalysts. I look for catalysts on my regular watch list. Yes. Every day I sit down and I check the news for the companies on my watch list. But that's it. Anything else that happens that I happen to trade is just something that literally comes knocking on my door. Other than that, I'm not worried about what's going on over there outside of my watch list, outside of my whole bags. I'm not worried about what's happening with anybody else, you know.
Yeah.
And while people were making big money off of GME or losing big money on GME, I was over in Google getting it in, NSPX getting it in, my regular watch list just getting it in, and that's just a regular thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to think about too. Um, is and it helps personally. It helped with my psychology. It helps me with FOMO. I don't necessarily have that FOMO thing much anymore because I know that I'm not watching the entire market. So there's no need for me to be upset about a missed opportunity that's not on my watch list. Because I mean, it wasn't on my radar. So like Zoom, like I don't watch Zoom. I use it at work, but outside of that, I'm not thinking about Zoom. It's not on my watch list. I don't look at it. Only, a lot of companies that people bring up to me, I'm like, oh, it wasn't on my radar. Oh, such and such popped off like 50 points today. I'd be like, oh, word, okay, that's dope.
Did you get it? Half time people be like, nah.
Be like, nah,
No, I ain't doing that with it. I'm just saying.
how can I trade something that I'm not even thinking about? Nvidia used to be on my watch list. I don't think
Man,
about
fuck
it.
them.
I don't think about Nvidia anymore. I don't trade it, and I'm totally okay with that. I'm
Yeah.
totally okay with that. And you have to be okay with those missed opportunities. You just got to be. You can't beat yourself up over missed opportunities when they come like a city bus. A city bus, literally. So I don't be upset anymore about shit that I missed unless it's something that, was on my watch list that I knew about and I just failed to take action. Other than that, I'd be like, it's fun to watch and get my popcorn, and y'all be careful out there.
Y'all be careful out there. They not gonna be careful.
No, no.
Don't let me get on my spiel about Robin Hood. Don't let me do it. I ain't gonna talk about that no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's very interesting though. It is very, very interesting. But that's the kind of mind frame I'm trying to have. Like, get the two best plays, maximize those. Once you get to that level, like really, like if you're literally sitting up here making $10,000 off of two plays, and you didn't pay more than $200 or $300 to make that, and you can do that every freaking month, who the fuck can stop you?
Nobody.
That's execution at its finest.
Yeah. You don't need.
Execution at its finest. Imagine getting in on that square. I bet you that was a $10,000 play when on that square.
For sure.
Now, yeah, that's one. That was one. TSM was one that went up to like 9,000. I
Yeah.
mean, just Tesla went up to like that. Wayfair damn near went up there. Like, it's just like, yo, this shit happens.
You don't have to have a lot of money to make a lot of money in the
You don't
market.
have to have a lot of money to make a lot of money. You don't.
Nope.
I'm not, right now, I'm not playing them $500, $600, $700 contracts.
Nope.
Because I'm like, I see the power of just having $200 in something. And that
Yep.
motherfucker go to 2,000
Yep.
in an hour.
My most expensive contract this past week was less than $300, and it went to over $2,000.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, imagine you got fucking $500 and you making 10K off of two trades using $500. You do that every fucking month for a full year. 24 trades. 24 beautifully executed trades where you were patient, calm, cool, collected. You had your entry point. You said, I ain't paying not a penny more. Like, for real. Like, it's possible. We sitting up here watching this shit. I'm like, Lance, yo, do you know how much money if we had got into all of these, if we had got into all of these and let them ride,
Mm-hmm.
how much fucking money we would have right now if we weren't just picking and choosing and
Ridiculous.
and fucking testing this out. Cause
Ridiculous.
y'all didn't even get my plays.
Nope.
Y'all didn't even get my plays, right? So y'all just saw Lance's plays and you saw what they did. So it's like,
Some
damn.
heaters was coming over there from you.
And we didn't have to do it every single day.
Right.
We didn't have to do it every day.
Nope.
every day. Like it wasn't even like, oh, I ain't looking for no whole bags today. It's all good. It's cool. We good.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. Like you don't have to sit up here and stress yourself out every day. Day
Nope.
trader, just because you're a day trader, you're doing this full time doesn't mean you have to do this full time. Like the whole point of the stock market to me is to
Buy back your time, man.
buy back your time and let the time do the work for you.
Mm-hmm.
You put in the research, you look at your charts, you say this is the best trade given this setup, and you do it. I'm so proud of that square play, man. Like y'all don't
Yeah.
understand. Because
Yeah.
if I can do that once a fucking month on the option side, and even with swinging, like, because I was more concerned with swinging at this point. But if I just do that on the option side once a fucking month, bro,
Mm-hmm.
once a fucking month, wait for that setup. You know what? Y'all got me wanting to look and see what that square did. Because I'm like, all right, if I had gotten in on the option, what what would have been, you know,
Mm-hmm.
what would it have been? Because it got as high as 223.
I
About to
did.
log in.
I just can't believe that I looked dead at Square after you had sent me a text, and I was just like, "Oh, you ain't get in it? You get in it?" You was like, "Yeah, I'm in it," and I was just like, "All right." So I just went.
He was like, oh, okay, cool. And then before, because I had given you the last week, I was like, yo, this is the buy-in. This is this.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, you're right. That's right. And then you just was like, oh, okay, cool. Didn't do anything.
Did
I'm like, okay, this is why we're here,
then watched
to
it
give
run
each other plays.
and watched it run up. What was that? Watched it run up that day, and I was just flabbergasted.
That shit went from 208 to 221.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe myself.
Yeah, that was crazy. Now I'm
Yeah.
finna go look and torture myself because why not? That's
Yeah.
what we're here for.
Indeed. Indeed. And
Okay.
yeah, Chris, that Tesla joint was crazy. That was crazy. Apple was crazy too. That's another one that I didn't trade. That was a whole bag a week ago, and that one doubled. And that one,
Damn.
I for sure would have got out of that one because I know that Apple is bearish into earnings. So there's no when it comes to Apple, there's really no hope that Apple's gonna run up the day of earnings. There is none of that. Apple does not do that historically. It does not. So that's a gem for y'all. So if you're thinking you're gonna get some calls on the day of Apple's earnings and it's gonna run up and nope.
So obviously, I can't look at the one that expired
Yeah.
last week because I'm sure it would have ran up higher than this. But if you had gotten in the fifth, the 220 calls,
Mm-hmm.
that motherfucker went from $2, the low of $2 on Wednesday, and then on Friday. So yeah, I was in it Thursday, but on Friday, so Thursday it ended the day at like $8, and then the next morning it got as high as 11.
200 into $1,100
I'm pretty sure the week before that it was super intense.
for sure.
Yeah. So that's just with more time,
Yeah,
right?
that's crazy. So basically, you don't have to get caught up in the GMEs and AMCs and stuff like that. If you choose the right companies to watch on a regular basis, you're going to see these opportunities all the time to make big money. All the time.
Off of $200.
$200. That's what, over 500% return?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just funny though, because when people keep talking about what's going on with GameStop and all this kind of stuff, I'm like, you can get this kind of stuff off little to no money. Like at this point, how much is GameStop right now? It's $325. You could have got the option. You know what I mean? Like right now, it's up. GameStop is up 67%. You could have got 500% off a $125 less option call on Square, and ain't nobody talking about that,
Right.
right? So it's like we following these random people memes and posts,
Right.
but you don't even need all that.
Not at all.
You don't even need all that. You don't need this stuff. You really don't. It's out here. It's all out here. And another thing I'm mad about is I clearly saw Apple went finna shake shit. And I've been doing because of the Bible, what you said about Apple and the markets being bearish because of earnings. And I was like, why didn't I just get a put on Apple? Because I knew it wasn't finna shake shit. I knew it wasn't finna shake shit. Let me look at these Apple puts just to
Same.
torture myself.
Same. I didn't get Apple.
I'm like, I knew, that it wasn't finna do nothing. I knew. I knew this.
Not a
I
thing.
knew this. Like I just knew this.
Apple's that.
This shit, oh my God. 50 cent to 282, and that wasn't even the high. The high was like 388. 50 cent. So $50 turned into damn near $400
$400.
on Friday. And I knew Apple wasn't finna do nothing. But I went in the market on Friday, so I can't really
Yeah.
complain. But I knew, you know what I mean?
Right.
I could have set myself up
Right.
because I knew Apple wasn't gonna do nothing because it had already proven. If you had the best fucking quarter ever, and you ain't pop nothing, stop
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
And the chart was already trashy anyway.
Right. Could have bought puts on Wednesday and just been like, all right, I'm gonna just cash out on Friday.
Right. This is crazy. But yeah, Tesla about to be real nice for a buy. I'm hoping to get to my zone, but I don't know. It's very weird. I'm gonna have you look at that because I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is the price, but I don't necessarily know that it's going to get there based off of this. I'm hoping it does. I think it can get to where I want it to though.
Yeah, we gonna have to
We'll
figure
look at it. We'll look at it.
our share trade this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we appreciate y'all for listening.
Yeah.
It's always a good time. Don't forget the class is in June 18th through 22nd, and 18th, 22nd is for travel days for people who are out of town. First 2 days going over all the actual class work per se, and then that Monday will be live trading. Yes, you need to bring your laptop, desktop, whatever the hell you got. We will be having a session beforehand to help you set up your Thinkorswim, so we won't have to do that individually when we get to the classroom. It's at Embassy Suites. Lunch will be provided. The cost of the hotel is not included in the price, and the price is $1,200 for the course. You can pay in increments of $400 if you need to do a payment plan. It's $2,000 per couple, married couple. I think that's it. Yeah, this will be, Lance does also have, if you don't want to travel, Lance also does have the virtual class, so that'll be videos. I don't teach on that, and there's no psychology part. And honestly, this June class is probably the last time you're going to be able to see me in person for quite some time. Just to be honest with y'all. So if you want to see me, that's an incentive, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. Do the live class, but that's the difference. I mean, it's literally the live class. We're in front of you. I'm there. I teach on that one. But of course, she does have the videos. And yes, the live participants, you will get the videos because you are going to have to reinforce the information once you leave, because you're not going to get it all in those 2 days. It's just really to have, somebody in front of you teaching you this, and you can really ask those questions that you need, because sometimes it gets lost in videos. And I know me, I'm so burnt out on
Video.
video learning. You know what I mean? Like I'm very, very burnt out on it. You can contact either one of us, Jennifer, to get to the class. It's a live class. Um,
Yeah. So
we'll just
basically,
hit up random restaurants in your area. Mike, what you talking about?
Jennifer, we're doing the high tech options workshop live, but with the live setting, there's gonna be a trading psychology component that's gonna be super duper 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 important to it all. So we're kind of beefing it up some. Tay's gonna be in the Raleigh area. Technically, it's gonna be in Cary. That's where the hotel is, but Raleigh area. Um,
I
yeah,
can
so
hide though. I can.
you can definitely hide.
I can hide. Don't try me now.
There you go.
Should you do the classes then take the live? I
Not really.
Yeah,
Not
no,
really.
because you're still gonna get the videos. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
The
So you're
only difference is with the videos, you're not gonna get that live interaction, and you're not
right,
gonna get that psychology part.
right, right,
That's it. I mean, even though Lance does do the calls every Sunday, she does that out of the goodness of her heart, and she can stop that whenever the hell she wants. Um, but that's not, a normal part of the thing.
but yeah, yeah. It's Monisha. You won't. Basically, you can come to the live session completely just new to charts, and we're gonna get you from A to Z. But you're still gonna have to have those videos as well to um like Sherreka said, to reinforce what you're going to learn in the class. Actually, Tay, the virtual workshop is more expensive. The virtual session is 6 weeks long, and then the virtual session is anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000. But the live session is going to be 1,200. Yes, Jennifer, in June 18th through the 22nd. But the actual workshop is the 19th through the 21st. Not sure if you would be traveling or anything like that. So the 18th and the 22nd are really just travel days. So yeah. So Tay, yeah, no, the videos are not the same price, because the videos also come with one-on-one time for 6 weeks and stuff like that. So a little more expensive on that front. But yeah, reach out if you have any other questions. We hope to see you guys there. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Let
Yeah.
us know if you have any questions. You can contact either one of us to get, your ticket. So it's all good. And we will stop collecting payments May 1st. And then we'll have, the Think or Swim session before the class.
Yeah.
Yeah. But cool. No problem. Appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all have a good rest of your day.